Now, I'll show you some of the best things you can do before or after your cruise without constantly checking your watch and worrying about missing your cruise ship or your flight. And even if you're arriving the last minute and you think that you do not have time to try anything, you'll be surprised. This is Port Canaveral. Millions of cruise passengers come here every year, and of course, local businesses know how tight the schedule can be. Many of them have built their entire experiences around people who only have just a few hours to spare. Some of these activities take less than an hour. Some are literally minutes from your cruise terminal. So let's start with the easiest and at the same time most memorable options. First, helicopter tours. They are located right in the port. If there are 2 or 3 of you, I would seriously consider this activity. They offer everything from short, introductory flights to longer, scenic routes. And honestly, even the shortest flight is really worth it. Within just a few minutes, you'll be able to see most interesting parts of Space Coast from a perspective that most visitors never get. Beaches, cruise ships, Port Canaveral, wild lagoons, and miles of coastline stretching in both directions. It's one of those experiences that feels much bigger than the time it actually takes. In case you choose longer flights, things can get even more interesting. Depending on the route, you might see Cape Canaveral, Kennedy Space Center, you might fly past launch pads. You can see wild parts of the lagoon and even the wildlife there, and get a completely different perspective on how unique this coastline really is. If you'd rather spend a couple hours on the water, then our tours are located just 5 minutes from the port. And yes, we also know the cruise schedules very well. In fact, most part of our guests are cruise passengers, so our tour schedule is designed to be as convenient as possible around cruise arrivals and departures. Tours leave every 2 hours on a very steady schedule, and we have multiple time slots throughout the day. We also use small boats instead of large tour vessels. This allows us to maneuver easily through the lagoon and spend more time where wildlife actually is. This means that if we see a pod of dolphins, we can easily maneuver and come really close to observe them. When we see manatees, we can quietly watch them really close without disturbing. And the wildlife is just part of the experience. Our captains are very professional local guides who share stories behind the Space Coast. The wildlife, the lagoon, the cruise port history, of course, the history of space exploration, and all the unique little details that most visitors just cannot discover on their own. And yes, you can absolutely come directly from the cruise port or from the airport with your luggage. That's absolutely normal for us. Now, if guided tours are not your thing, that's completely fine. One of the best things in Port Canaveral is that you don't need to plan much to enjoy it. The beaches start immediately outside the cruise port. Some of the Florida's most beautiful stretches of coastline are just minutes away. Finding beach access is easy. In Cape Canaveral, you'll easily find lots of free beach parking. In Cocoa Beach, for free parking, I can recommend Lori Wilson Park, or you can use any of the paid parking options. If you only have time for one beach stop, I would definitely recommend you heading to the famous Cocoa Beach Pier. This famous historic landmark stretches far into the Atlantic Ocean, and there you will find some of the best and most beautiful views on the Space Coast. There are lots of restaurants, bars, shops, or just simply places where you can sit down, relax, and enjoy the ocean breeze. And honestly, even if you do absolutely nothing else, just visiting the Cocoa Beach Pier will still make you feel like you're on a real vacation. Now, in case you don't even want to leave the port area and worry about schedules, transportations, and other things, I have good news. Port Canaveral is actually one of the most pleasant cruise ports I've ever seen. It's not just a place where ships arrive and depart, but it's actually a destination on its own right. The waterfront is lined with cozy restaurants, bars, or outside patios overlooking the harbor. You can sit outside, enjoy your meal, watch the water, and see some of the largest cruise ships in the world up close. I have personally been to all of them, and honestly, you can just pick any of them and they're all good. And it's still a part of the local lagoon systems, so you can easily spot dolphins, sea turtles, pelicans, or some other wildlife there. For breakfast and lunch, right near the port, there's a little place called Water's Edge Cafe. Not many tourists know about it, but it offers a very authentic and quiet local marina feeling. You are surrounded by boats, water, and the atmosphere of the harbor. Now, if you'd like to experience a different side of Florida, I can recommend you visiting Cocoa Village. This is one of the oldest historic districts on Space Coast. Instead of chain stores and large crowds, you will find brick streets, local boutiques, art galleries, wine bars, cafes, and small family-owned businesses that have been part of the local community for years. One of the landmarks here is the historic Cocoa Village Playhouse. It's a beautifully restored local theater that has been entertaining the audience for more than a century. You can also see the famous Travis hardware store there. It's operating from the 19th century and is considered one of the oldest continuously operating stores in Florida. Walking inside truly feels like stepping in the past. The nice thing about Cocoa Village is that it's very compact. You do not need any plan or map. You can just simply wander around, stop at local stores and restaurants, and enjoy the atmosphere. Some of the port hotels can offer free shuttle services to Cocoa Village, so you can check with your hotel. That would be very stress-free and easy experience. And finally, here's a bonus tip that might completely change your vacation. Before your trip, check the rocket launch schedule, and when you arrive here, check it one more time. Rocket launches are delayed and rescheduled all the time, so you might be surprised and find one on the schedule. So now, here are really good news. The whole Port Canaveral area is actually exactly one of the best spots to watch a rocket launch. You do not need any complicated tickets, reservations, or a long drive somewhere. You are already here. Some people can watch rocket launches right from their cruise ships. So for simple local recommendations, I would focus on just a few spots. The first one, which is actually one of the local favorites, is the 528 bridge that goes from Port to Merritt Island. When you drive, you will see dirt pull-off areas. That's where people always park before rocket launches, and the view is wide open across the water. You can also watch a rocket launch from the Jetty Park Pier or the beach nearby. Or you can go on a rooftop at Hyatt Place, Cape Canaveral. So if your visit happens to line up with a rocket launch, you can consider yourself lucky. You're already in the best viewing area. If this video helped make your trip a little easier, give it a like. I also have a full guide video for those who have a little bit more than just few hours here on the Space Coast, so I really recommend you watching it. And if you'd like more real local tips on Space Coast, not generic travel lists, but actual local knowledge, subscribe and come explore with us. Enjoy your cruise and enjoy the Space Coast.